All right, fantasy preview time. Let's talk about the New Orleans Saints. Chicory, beignets, and Drew Brees. All of them good. How do you like Drew Brees to respond in 2015?
Well, listen, I still think he's going to be one of the top 6 or 7 quarterbacks in fantasy because of the nature of the position. They're still going to throw the football. Although the offseason moves they made, they definitely signal maybe a little bit more balance when you add Mark Ingram, re-signing him, and C.J. Spiller. You trade away Jimmy Graham and Kenny Stills. I think you're signaling towards more of a balanced offense. But with that said, can Brees give you 4,500 yards and 30 touchdowns? Absolutely.
His number one target, I think in a lot of people's minds, will be Too Many Cooks, Brandon Cooks. Marcus Grant, do you see Brandon Cooks emerging as possibly a top 10 guy?
I'm not sure he gets quite that high. I do like Brandon Cooks and what he does for this offense. He's a guy who can do a lot of things. They like to hand the ball off to him. They will throw him the ball, kind of an extended handoff, but he can go down the field, like you see right there, and make big plays in the passing game. And so I do think he takes over. I do say, though, don't completely give up on Marcus Colston. He's another guy whose his numbers weren't that bad last year.
Give up on him.
I would agree. He's going to be late in drafts. I mean, you're taking him probably one of your last picks, but Brandon Cooks is the guy in the offense.
I was nodding my head and all the Brandon Cooks. I'm like, yep. And then you had to say Marcus Colston. No, absolutely no. You know what? C.J. Spiller will be the guy taking all of his production.
Very quickly, though, Adam Rank, Brandon Cooks, what's his ceiling? Where do you project him going? And what's a good round to take him in?
I mean, he's one of those guys, for most people, he could be a wide receiver, too. For me, I like to draft wide receivers in the first 2 rounds, so I end up with, like, Jordy Nelson and Julio Jones or something like that, or Odell Beckham Jr.
But
that's my strategy. But that's the thing. But I think he could be a very good wide receiver for you. I'm not scared at all. I think this is his breakout season. He's going to have a monster year. So I'd feel confident with him.
A lot of folks were surprised by the breakout campaign by Mark Ingram, but the Saints then not only paid Mark Ingram, but then brought in C.J. Spiller as well. How do you see that impacting Mark Ingram's value?
I don't. He's the new Reggie Bush, Darren Sproles, Pierre Thomas in this group. Very different skill sets. Ingram, early down. He's going to run between the tackles. He'll be the goal line guy, and that's why I like him to be a nice RB2 this year. Needs to stay healthy, but he's got the potential. Now, C.J. Spiller's interesting because every year, what do we say, guys? Oh, Spiller's got all this talent. I really like him this year. He could be a draft bargain, and then what happens?
Nothing.
Nothing, but let's keep this in mind, okay? Over the offseason, the Saints lost both Travaris Cadet and Pierre Thomas. That's 82 targets the backfield lost alone, and then you lost another 208 targets with Graham and Kenny Stills. Spiller's going to eat up a lot of those targets. If he can stay healthy, you're looking at 60 or 70 catches, and at PPR, boom, I'll tell you that right now.
I like it. All right, that's our fantasy preview for the New Orleans Saints. Be sure to sign up for free fantasy football right now, NFL.com/fantasy.